Yep. What we are going to talk about now, in the last session we talked about the two types of images which we created, right? Yeah, so today we will talk about how to share the images. Okay, so this is date which is 15th May 2018, and the topic is how to share the images. Okay, this is the one which I'm talking about now. So you can start the recordings.
Yes, Rajesh, I have already started.
Okay, so now quickly I am going to get this installation done. Yep.
We are not able to see your screen.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. Now we are able to see it.
Yeah. Now, so I'm installing Docker Community Edition, enable the services and start it. So here I have got this stuff. So now let me do one thing. Let me create one directory which is called Docker and get into the Docker. This is the empty directory. Now I have in the notes what you have is how to create images and that Docker file. So let me look at the Docker file. Where is that? Just committing method 2 using Docker file. Yes, this is the Docker file. Okay. Now vi docker file, here it is. I just run this command which you have done yesterday, I mean last class. Now I'm creating one new image which is called up get nginx docker file. So it's just a continue of the last class. So quickly I got this image. Now the question is how to share the images. That's the question. How to share the images with the people, with the colleagues, with your team members, with the world. So we'll have to do that. So now I've got this here. If I can see it, I have got the images, which is one image, two image. This image it got downloaded because of my Docker file, and then here I got another image. Now, in order to answer these questions, how can you share the images? There are three ways. There are three methods to do that. There are three ways, which is popular actually. There are so many other ways also popular. Using you can share a Docker image, Docker images with the world, with others. So what are those ways? One is using Tarball. Okay, this is the one of the preferred way. If you don't want to get into the registry and stuff like that, you can create a Tarball. You can upload to the Tarball to the any places like FTP, share, SSH, or any other share drive. Any places you can do that. And another ways is like a repos base. Here you can also create the repos. You can use the Docker hub.com, which is a public repo. Okay, public repository. And here you can also have a private repository also. But you have to pay for it. You can also do that also. And now here also you can do that Nexus. You can also use Artifactory. So which are the tools which you're using in your project, Artifactory or Nexus? Which are the one?
We are using Nexus. We are having private repository on Docker as well as we are using Nexus.
Okay, good. So now, yes. So you can have, you can store the Docker images on the Nexus also. You can store the Docker images in the Artifactory also. You can store Docker images on the dockerhub.com also. You can store the Docker images in the enterprise Docker, also Docker Enterprise Edition. You can also do that one. Okay, edition also, and you can store the Docker images in the store.docker.com also, and you can sell it also. So there's so many ways in which you can share the images with the world. Okay, in fact, there's a one registry, Docker registry image itself is there. Using that also you can registry. You can also set it up that also, and you can do that. So there's many ways available. Let's go talk about some of the ways. So one of the ways which we are going to do the Docker images using the tarball. So let's do that. So right now you can see that I have one image which is called ub-up get-nginx Docker file. So this is the images which I'm having, and I want to create a tarball. So creating a tarball, method one using tarball. So let's do that. So first thing, you have to save the image. So save the image into the tarball. The question is, how can you save it? So for that, you have a command which is called docker save output file name.tar, and which is the image name. This is the one. So now let me put it docker save output to this one, and then tarball, and then image name. This is, I'm creating a tarball for this image, and now ls. Now you see that this is the tarball which has been created. So now if you do this ls, you'll get the tarball. So now what I'm going to do, I have the images which is this one, and now this tarball you can share through any ways. I mean, you can share through SCPs, you can through FTP, you can give it to someone just like a file, and you know, they can use it. Now, so I have to act like other person. So I've got this tarball. Now I don't need this image because I have to act like other person. So I should not be having this image at all. So I should get the image from the tarball. So now let me get rid of this image. RMI, acting like a different person who has got this tarball, and RMI stands for the deleting the images. Now I got this deleted the images. Now you can see that Docker images. I don't have that images. I have a tarball. So now what I am going to do before importing the tarball, I would like to show you skeleton of the images. I said, right, during the creation of the images, if you want to understand how this image is and how this layer is being built, you need to understand using this tarball. This is one of the best ways in which you can learn how this one image is being creating a skeleton and stuff like that. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to untar it. I'm going to untar it. So what I'm going to do, tar -x df extract in verbose mode and file name to this one. So here, and look at this. I got this many layers, and this is the one JSON file. This file was there, and this is the manifest JSON, and this is the repository. So now what I will do, I will give you the tree structure. So now tree is not fine, no problem. Let's install the tree. Yum install tree -y and clear the screen. And now I'll give you the tree structure. Look at this. Let me clear the one more time screen. So here, look at this. Here you have one layer, out of which the layer has tarball. Here is some JSON, some version. JSON has a meta information. This is again a layer, has again tarball. Here this is again a layer which has again tarball. This is again layer which is again tarball. So what exactly inside this? Inside this is a file system. This is a file system, okay, which has been tarred. Now here you have a manifest.json. You can also look at this here. This is the basically merging all the tarballs together, and which is making the image. Now you want to look at this repository. See this. So this is the latest what you have, and the image name. This is a tag basically. It contains the tag. So this particular tag which contains this particular layers 35fd dot dot dot. Now if you see the 35fd something which is here. So this is the top layer basically. Okay. Now these are the layers which you have right now. So out of which, if you see that how many images right now I'm having, Docker images, I'm having one image. Now look at this Docker history and the image name. Now you see the 4.5 is here, which is having the latest image ID. If you go inside the 4.5, the layer you will see those layers, some of the layers will be matching here. Okay, so now this is the way image is being created. The best way to learn how this file system is being merged, look at that one tarball, and inside the dig out what exactly you have it, and then you will understand everything. So here you have one file system which is tarbed. Now you can see the version here, version file 1.0. You can see the JSON also, and then you can decide everything how the image is being built. So it's all about the file system plus meta information in a tree structure. So now this is the way it's being built. Okay, now as of now you don't need to get inside that much depth, but here that is how it is. Now, so what I'm going to do, I'm acting like a different guy. So I have got this tarball. How can I import it? So step number 2, how can I import tarball into my local repo? How can I do that? The command is docker import -input, the tarball name, this should be correct, tarball name is this one. That's all. So this is the command, you have to run it, and let me update this one also. Okay. So that way you understand that what I'm talking about. Now here, and sorry, copy this properly. There is a problem. Input import I. The second, let me check. Docker health import. There's a Docker health. Save is done. I'm just looking for this. Build command if import.
It is import or it is export?
Just a second. Okay, here is a problem. This is done not import actually here. I'll tell you the import is having different way, but here load actually. Okay, the command will be this one, load. Okay, so here it says load an image from the tar archive or stdin. Here import has a different significance in terms of it can import the layers actually. Okay, so here file system can be loaded. So remember you had a tarball inside the one layer, you had it one layer, and inside that you had a tarball. So if you want to load one particular tarball to create a file system of the images, then you can import that one also. Okay, so that is a different things. So right now I am going to clear the screen and rerun this command, load -i and then tarball. And here Docker images, you got this image. Now docker run -itp and then this image, and you have the container which is here, docker attach, and then you get inside the container and you do all these things are there, control PQ, and this is how you do that. Any questions on this? How can you share the images using the tarball?
Rajesh, actually I missed like a couple minutes. So you created a tarball using the Docker file?
No. What I did, I had a Docker file, which I did it in the last session. Remember, this is the Docker file I used it. So what I did, quickly I created one image, and the image I wanted to package it and I wanted to send to my team members. So I created a tarball of that particular image using this command, and I given to my friends or my colleagues, and he did something like this in order to import that image.
Yeah, but Rajesh, your Docker file name was not the file name which you have mentioned. So that's I am also confused with that.
Yeah,
So Docker file name is
file?
only Docker file. Your Docker file name is only Docker file, not up get nginx Docker file.
No, I think he's correct, Chomik. I mean, the image name is git nginx Docker file.
See, this is the image name, okay? This is the image name.
Yeah, now I get it.
Remember,
Right.
Okay.
this is the image name.
I thought it's a
The
Docker
image
file.
name which no. I built it. Docker file can be only used for creating the build image, nothing else.
Yeah, I was confused because you're using Docker file, right? I thought it was a file, not actual image. But now I get it. It's an image created from Docker file. That's why you named it as Docker file.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
I'm also confused with the same. That's why.
Yeah. So now I get it, Rajesh. Thanks.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah. So now this is the one of the way you can get the you can share the what do you say images, Docker images. Now second way, let's use the second way using the method 2, and we use method 2 using the hub.docker.com. Let me tell you here, hub.docker.com, which is accessible by community, and it's allowed by anyone to create images and to upload the images. So basically what you have to do, first thing, you have to register your account. And anyone can register using email address. Here what is happening, one private repo will be free, plus limited public repo can be created. So here you get one private repo, it's completely free, but if you create more private repo, you have to pay for it. So I think it was last time, if I remember correctly, somewhere close to $35 you have to pay for the private repo, more than one. An unlimited repo, public repo, you can create it free of cost. Okay, so now you get this registered account, you get the repository, and then you have to do something like push and pull. So now I'm doing it right now. So what I'm doing, first thing, I have to register accounts, so which is here. So hub.docker.com, I will go and I will log out. So this is the way you get it, this form. You have to register it. So I have already registered, I have got the username and password, anyone can get it, there's no problem in it. Okay, so now I have to log in using my user ID and password. So I have to log in. So let me log in, and I've saved the password. I don't remember the password usually most of the time. So this is the one dashboard which you get it. Now you see that these are the repository which I have created. Okay, all these are repository. You can see the public, except the last one, which is a private. So as I said, one private is allowed, and most of the public repository you can create it. So one private is free of cost. Now what do you have to do? Remember, I have the image which is called here, which is called this one, right? This is the one image I want to share with other friends using the hub.docker.com. So he can do that. So what I'm going to do, first thing, I'm going to create a repo. So let me create a repo, and creating the repo, I'm going to name it this one. And this is a short description. This is a short description of image. This is a long description. This is a good practice. You should give it all this information, and also you should upload the Docker file to the github.com and give it link and all the stuff like that. You should do that. So here you can create public and private. I'll go to public and create it. So now this is your repo where you can keep it. Now you see that repo info, short description, full description, tag, you don't have any because there's no upload has happened. Collaborators, so if you have a multiple programmer, you can add the more users. So let's say I can add you if you have accounts on this place and stuff like that. So you can also collaborate, you can also do the push and stuff like that. You can create a web hook, something like it's like a Git only, and you can do also settings where you can do the rest of the things like make private, you can delete and stuff like that. So very easy to do that. Right now I don't care about it. So now I am very particular about pushing my repo, which is my local, and I want to give it to you. Okay, so now Docker, let me delete all this file because I don't need unnecessary, it will confuse you. So let me delete all this file. Okay, so now I deleted, I cleaned. Okay, now so I want to upload it. So what I should do? I should do first things we should do, Docker login. Okay, by default you must be wondering, okay, how come the moment you type Docker login, how come it login to the hub.docker.com? It's a by default configuration. Okay, that's a default configuration. The moment you type Docker login, hub.docker.com is taken. If you want to log in to something else, you have to specify the URL here, some other than hub.docker.com. Okay, now after the login, let me do that. So first I am going to log in, Docker login. Here it's asking username. See, by default, if you read it here, log in with your Docker ID to push and pull images from the Docker Hub. If you don't have a Docker ID, head over this and create new one. Okay, cool. Now I am having username. Username is SCM Galaxy. And password, I don't know. Here. And you see that login is succeeded. Now, so after the Docker login, okay, you will get this something like this. Let me put it in the notes. Okay, now after the Docker login, you have to do the push. It's like a Git. Git is nothing but have an object. Here also we have an object, we call it layers. In Git we call it commit ID, here we call it commit layers ID. Simple. So both are using the same algorithm, SHA algorithm. So now what do you have to do? You have to upload Docker push. Remember, we used to do the pull, get the images. Now we do the push, and the image name I have to get it. So what is the image name? Docker images. It will take from the local repo, Docker push, and here. Simple. Docker push the repo ID. See, this is the repository. This is the ID, repository ID. You have to push it. And now let's look at it. What is the error you get? Now see, it's trying to upload to this location. Okay, now preparing, waiting, and then it says denied. Requested access to the resource is denied. So resource is itself is not available. So do you have this repository? Let me check. So here I go to the hub.docker.com, and here I will go and check the repository, which is this one. You have it? No, it should be like this. The repository should be like this. You have this repository? No, it's not there. So the path is wrong. Remember, this is a public repository. This is not official repository. So what do you have to do? You have to go back, and the path is basically this one. Look at this. It's public, so user ID will be aliases before the repository. So now the repository should be in this fashion. Remember, see, this fashion. So note the repository should be matching with, here I say local repository should be matching with the remote repository of GitHub. So local repository something like this, remote repository should be also something like this. Do you have? Let me check. So now I should show you Docker images. You have this one repository which is matching? No, SCM Galaxy's prefix. So what to do now? So you're going to tag it. So how can you tag it? Docker tag, and then repository, this one, to SCM Galaxy repository. Okay, done. I just tag it. Very simple command. Here, this one and this one is hitting to the same image ID. Look at this here. Now this repository I can push it. So now I'm going to push and this one. Okay, remember this is very important, other else you'll not be able to push it. So now this command I'm doing, push, clear the screen and dump. I'm pushing, it's in waiting state, it started pushing. And now it's almost pushed. Here it is. So now you got this pushed. Now let's verify. Let's refresh this page. And now where do you see this is pushed or not? You go to the tags option and you see latest compressed size. Few seconds ago it has come. So let me tell you, if you push any images without tag, as of now there is no tag, so by default it will become a latest. So now you want to push another version of it along with the tag. So let's do that. So first what I will do, first let me create a new image this time. So what I'm going to do, docker run ITD, and here I am going inside this and docker yes. Now you see that there's one container which is running from this image. So I will go inside this docker attach, and here I'm inside this. I will just type which HTTPD. Do you have HTTPD? No HTTPD. The yum. Okay, sorry. It's a Ubuntu. So yum will not work. So yeah, apt-get here install. One more thing. HTTPD is not package. So Apache 2 is a package for the Ubuntu, which is not there. So apt-get installed Apache 2. Now I'm installing Apache 2. It says yes. Manually I'm doing it manually inside the container. Okay. So now you see which Apache 2. Now you see Apache is there. Now I will do enable this. So service enable Apache 2 enable. I need to reverse Apache 2 enable. Okay, enable is not supported here, so I can see a start. So this is not a good idea. So, but anyways, I have installed it. So these are changes I have done. Apache 2, which is done. Now control PQ. Remember control PQ, I just did it. Now I got this container. I just got this container, which is this one with the Apache installation. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to commit it. So you know that commit command where it's coming from. So I'll go up a little bit up and I am looking for the commit command. It should be docker commit -t. Let me find it. Here it is. Now you got the commit this one. So here I'm going to commit, but which container I have to commit? This container which I'm going to commit is this one. And what is the name of the container? I'm going to give it UB Apache. Okay, simple. UB Apache. But let me tell you, you have to follow the standard now. SCM Galaxy UB Apache. But here is the thing. Here is the thing. this time I don't want to commit without a tag. I want to commit with a tag. So what you have to do? You have to tag v1. Now image is created, which is here. This is the one. Okay, if you create a tag without a tag, here it will be created like this. So Docker images here. Look at this. So latest, if you do not specify the tag, you can specify the tag which is v1, 1.2, 1.1, whatever it is. So now I'm going to upload it one more time. But what I did, there's a mistake I created actually. What has happened? The image name is this one, so I should have tagged it with the same thing, but I changed it. So what I'm going to do, nothing, not to worry about it. I can tag it again manually. So tag to this one and v1 to this one and v1. Simple. Now I got this image here and I got this with the v1. So now I'm going to push Docker push and v1. If I do not specify the tag, it will not be pushed. I'm pushing only v1. This will be having Apache, remember. Okay. So see, some of the layers is already exist. So if there's a new layer, then only that will be pushed. So this is how they can save your storage and stuff like that. So this layer is already exist.
But Rajesh, I have a question. So if we push the SCM Galaxy UB Apache, will it not be pushed? I think it will be pushed because we are pushing anything on.
See.
No, okay. Got it. It's a repo name.
Yeah, it's a repo name. Yeah. So now these layers will only exist. Only the changes has happened with this one. Okay. So now this got pushed and it got updated. Now if you go to this place and refresh, here it is. So now you can see v1 is got the 120 MB few seconds ago. So this is the way you can work with Apache. Work with images. So now you want to push it in a tagged image. You can do the tagged image using v1 also. So this is for tagged. This is for the latest. Okay. And how can you tag it? How can you tag it? How can you tag? The tag command is Docker tag source image to destination image name, or if you want to tag with some aliases, you can do 1.1 also. This is also, it can be done. Is that clear?
Yes, Rajesh.
Okay, now let me talk about third method, which is called method 3. Okay, method 3, which we are going to take Nexus here using Nexus. So let's talk about this one here. What I'm going to do, let me first clean up my environment. So I am going to stop all the stuff. So Docker ps here, Docker stop container ID. Done. Now Docker ps-a, nothing is there, but it's there something here and here. So now I clean this environment. Now you can see that Docker ps-i have nothing. So what I'm going to do, I need a Nexus. The question is, how do I get it? If I go to the traditional ways of the installations and all, that will take a lot of time, and I don't want to lose and waste time. So what I'm going to do, we are learning Docker, we should use the Docker to get the Nexus. So Docker have Nexus, which is here. Now how can you get up and running the Docker Nexus? Very simple. Let me get it here using Nexus Pro. So Pro has the Docker images capability, but let me verify OSS also. Pro, to get it, I have to just do some little bit of searching and all, but let me first verify whether Nexus OSS has the capability to store the Docker images or not. Okay, because Pro has it, I know that, but OSS I have not seen it actually. I have not got the curiosity to see it, because most of the time we use the Pro in the corporate. So now you have this one, it's running on 8081 port. So now what I'm going to do, I am going to access the Nexus, which is IP address. I have to get it from this place, and your Nexus is running on 8081/Nexus. Okay, so this is a Nexus. I must note it down here also. Nexus server is this one. Okay, now username is admin, password is admin123. Okay, so now let me try apmin123. Now I will leave it and go to the repository, create add repository, hosted repository, and here unfortunately I cannot find the Docker because Maven1, Maven2, npm NuGet revisions site, so it's not there. So this container is waste for me now, but it's good. We got to know now OSS is not supporting. So now Docker stop the container ID and Docker rn container ID. So you did not lose more information, just you lost a few seconds, and at least we got to know OSS is not supporting the Docker. So what are you going to do? You're going to get the Pro one. So in order to get the Pro one, I need to do little bit of work here. So what I'm going to do, I am going to use this one. So how can you get it? First, change this command. How to run Nexus Pro? That's a question. Answer is this one. And here I am going to use Sonatype Nexus Pro tag. Okay, Pro tag. So this is the one, and I am going to get it. So here I am going to run the Pro version duck. Okay, so now Pro, some of the layers you can see is already there, already exist, because OSS and Pro has many common things and stuff like that. So maybe Pro has been developed based on the OSS image, so that's the reason you have some of the already. Maybe the base image is same, I guess. So now you have this container which is here. So now let's access it using the same URL. So let's do that. And I could access. I'm just waiting. I can see that here, if you look at this Docker PS, if you do, it's running on 8081 port. It's external and internal TCP. So now, should I open a new URL? Here it is. Now I got this username and password will become same. I'm wondering why do we have it? Manager OSS. Okay, let's activate the trial license. Rajesh Kumar, SCM Galaxy, phone number 8105843520. What is your team label? Practitioner. What is your area of responsibility? DevOps. Country India. India. And region. Everything is okay. And rajesh@scmgalaxy.com. Email me the license. That's all. So now I should be getting the confirmation email. You have requested trial license. It says if you have requested a trial license, your license key was sent to email address provided in the request. Enter it below to activate the trial. So either you can upload and you can activate. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to stop this for a few seconds so I can access my email. I got this access. Let me check I got this here or not. Yes, I got it. You can look at my screen now. This license I got it, which is active for 14 days. And I'm going back to this. Click, paste, and activate. And here I agree. Done. So now I got this Nexus Repository Manager 2.14. This should not be OSS, it should be Pro, but I am not sure about normally this installations I have not tried, but let me check whether you got this repository or not. So add hosted. Still you have not got it. So it seems like we need to install the let me try one more provider. I was doubting because it's a OSS still. It's I change it to Pro, but it did not happen. So what is happening? Actually, to be honest, I have to spend time to get that things, but let's not lose the time in order to find it out. Let me do one thing, very quick stuff. What I'm going to do, Docker ds docker stop and stop. I'm going to stop docker rm and this one. So let's release this one. What I'm going to do, I'm going to quickly install that Docker. So let's go to the node section, Nexus, which is here, and now I'm going to try any of the options which is called Pro. So I just search this Pro installation instruction. I should be having it. So now I should get it in Jan. No. Seems like I have to download it manually, no problem. So let's go to the nexus.com. Sonatype Nexus quickly and go to here, and I need a Pro, so I need a try Nexus. Here it is. Look at this Nexus Repository Pro. This is what I want, and here you can look at this trial period I wanted. So which Unix download? I click on the download, and you see that here it supports now. Pro supports Docker, NuGet, NPM, War, Python, Ruby, everything supports. Now I should get this tarball. So tarball, I should get it here quickly. Where I am, here it is. Wget. Wget is not there, so no problem. Yum install hyphen.
No yum.
Wget.
No yum. Oh.
What is this?
No, I thought it doesn't. It's a apt get. It's a Ubuntu machine. It support yum.
No. It was inside the image which I'm using. That's a Ubuntu, but the base machine is a RHEL 7.5. Did you understand that? Yeah. Okay. So I installed it. Let me quickly get it. It should not be up. Should be more. I know should not be spend more time. Do I need to get it? To search. I'm doubting. So early we got it. Yes. This is not the file. It's a full file. So now I have to click on this and click here. This is the file I wanted. This is the location. Wget here. This is the file I wanted. So let's get downloaded. Meanwhile, what I will do, I will upload this to how to download Pro, and I will have it for the next session, so I don't have to do all this stuff again. So this is the one. I get it. Now I got this here. Let me tell you, this guy is based on the Java, so you have to install the Java. Let me quickly install the Java. So for that, I'm going to install the Java, and here is the command. I installed Java quickly, and here it is. Java download and install is done. Now after the installations, I should go here and copy this file, move into this one to OPT directory. Okay, just for the clear installations. Okay, that way I should know. I'm not going to get doing anything wrong. ZXVF to extract this file. Now you have got it, and Nexus is here. Now I'll just rename it to the long one to the short one. Here it is, and now this is the step. Nexus, I got it. Inside the bin, I got it, and here Nexus start, and here Nexus started. Now status, you can see Nexus is running. How can I access it? Same URL, no URL changes. 8081 by default it runs, and then here it is. So installation instructions will vary, it depends on the what platform you're using, but I'm very particular about my Nexus should be up and running. So let me update the path. Here, this is the one. Now I got this Nexus. Why it's taking time? It should not be taking time. Here it is. Here, the path has changed. OSS is always run on Nexus aliases, and Pro is running on the. Okay, wait a second. This is again a Pro. I'm wondering what is happening. This is again a OSS. I'm wondering what is happening. ADMIN. Okay, it's a cache, I guess. I believe it's a cache, I believe, because let me just verify. Just a second, give me seconds. Create a repository. Okay, that's a cache maybe. I don't know what is this. This should not be there because I can see this here. Docker has come. So this is what I wanted actually. So okay, no problem. Let's not get into that things why it's coming. But my job is get the Nexus user ID password. That is done. Now what I'm going to do, where you're going to upload. So repository, you're going to have repository. So let me remind you, in the hub.docker.com, you got the repository and you first created a repository. Okay, so here also you're going to create a repository. So let's do that. Here what you can do, you can Docker group, Docker hosted, Docker proxy. I'm very particular about the hosted one. Okay, so here what is the name of the repository? I should keep it, let me keep it something like Docker images. I'm going to keep it something like this. Okay, this is the image, and give it the name, and here it should be not parenthesis, and now this is not needed actually. It's just for the authentication. So you can create authentication if you want it, but if you don't want, then you don't need actually. Okay, so if it is up behind the proxy, secure proxy, then you can do that, but as of now it's not needed actually, so you can skip it. Okay, now HTTPS anyway is not there. Force basic authentication, so here disable to allow anonymous pull. So this you can leave it as it is. It's not useful for time being. Here, allow clients to use the V1 API to interact with the repository. You can do that. You can allow it, and then allow redeploy, allow disable redeploy. All these things you can put it. Allow redeploy and create a repository. Now I have got the repository which is here. Okay. Now I copy the repository. The path is this one. I should go back and copy the repository here. This is the path. Okay, so now the path is there. So I got the repository path. That's all. So now I have to log in to this same thing. So now let me show you one article for that. So Docker image upload to Nexus. So there is a dedicated article for that here. You can also try this one, but what I'm going to help you here, the same process, you have to just copy paste. So I can create the things here. Now what I have to do, you have to keep a tag in this format. So format is something like Docker tag image name. What is the image name? I have an image name which is this one, and inside that, what is the tag you're going to put it? You're going to put it the host name, which is here. So the examples you can also look at this here. It's not there. Here, look at this host name, where the host name would be here, IP address or host name of the repository. So you're going to do this one is equal to here, repository port, which is 8081, which is here. So I'm modifying wrong place, sorry. I should do it like this. Push to this, and image name, what is the image name? It is here, and tag is always latest. So I don't have to specify the tag, but I'm going to create one more tag v1. This time I'll make it like this here. Now tag commands I have to rewrite. So let me do that one more time. This is the one. So I'm going to tag it to, there's one mistake I have done it actually, just a second. So
I think you put the IPs 2 times.
Yes, I did actually. That was I was wondering. I made a mistake here. So here, Nexus host name is this one. Port name is this one, and image ID is this one, and tag is not needed, only is needed when you want it. So now let's repeat this here, and here is the tag. Now I'm going to put the tag also. So tag will be image name. So what is the image name? Which is here, to Nexus host name, which is here, port name, which is here, and image name, which is here, and tag name is nothing. So let me remind you, your image name is this one. Okay, remember. So now everything is correct. This is the example. So now let me tag it. here, clear the screen, Docker images. Here it is. You can see that image is there. I got this another image which is here. Now I am going to push this image. So how can you push this image? You're going to push this image to whole new things. So basically you're going to push this image using this path, which is same as it is last one. Okay, so you're going to push this image like this. So now clear the screen, push this image. What is this? Get HTTPS client.
You need to add, Rajesh, you need to add HTTPS colon, then the full name, HTTP colon / 13.126, then it will pick.
No, actually it's what is happening. By default, it append, see whatever you do right here, it's happening like this. By default, you pushing to this, by default Docker add the HTTPS. Okay, so here it says HTTP server gave HTTPS response to HTTPS client. So what you have to do, you have to do some changes in the what is it?
In your Nexus, so that
yeah, so I have to set up the proxy, and that's again challenge now. So what I do, I know the fix actually. Let me think about it. So what you have to do, you have to set up a web server HTTPD, and inside that you have to create a virtual host and of Nexus URL. That's a fix actually. That's one of the fix. So that I am going to copy paste from lots of places. So let me do one thing. So let me give you these steps later on, okay? Because I need to set up the HTTPD, modify the httpd.conf to HTTP. You have to add the virtual host. Inside that you have to do the proxy, mode proxy actually. So then it can replicate to the HTTP instead of HTTPS. So I'll share these steps because I don't have a written steps for that. You have to do few Google and then do it and create a REST APIs for this actually. Okay. Any other questions for time being?
No, Rajesh. But we can do one thing, like we can, if you want, we can have a HTTPD virtual host based image we can find of a Nexus, and we can just make changes in that.
That's what I'm doing. So I'll do quickly actually what I will do. I will install the HTTPD and add the virtual host. So what you can do right now, you can stop the recordings. You can go for the lab with the next 2 method, and meanwhile I'll give you the fix now itself. Okay.